Bitcoin is back and it's up in a big way. We're nearing 11,400 once again, and all those fears that we were going to drop lower has dissipated. So let's take a look at Bitcoin and how the fundamentals have not changed and only improving, and an interesting comparison between Facebook's Libra coin and BTC. Stay tuned. So welcome to today's edition of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency news. And people are feeling a lot better about today than yesterday or the day before, because Bitcoin is doing its thing. It's coming back, and it's coming back in a big way. So let's take a look at what is happening and what could happen later this week, and also have that discussion between Libra and BTC. And those of you guys that are regulars, welcome back. Make sure you give me that thumbs up. Those of you guys that are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my streams or my videos, and become part of the Cryptos Are Us family. All right, so taking a look at BTC's chart, you could see we did have a nasty fall, a nasty correction, however you want to call it, for the past 2 days. Actually, from the weekend, I would say weekend on until yesterday. And then we recovered a big way. We hit a low of 67. I mean, not 67. That would be ridiculous. 9,700. And now we are back 11,400. And we're moving back in a big way. Now, a lot of people, are still a little wary, a little unsure, didn't like that correction. But like I said, we have seen many corrections like that in the past, to a lesser extent even a month ago, when we went from 5,000 up to 8,000, and then we went back down almost just as fierce. But then you know what happened? We went straight back up to 14,000, and then, we had that correction where we came down, up, down, and now we're back up. And it just looks like we may be in that period where we consolidate a little bit, move sideways, because that's what happened the last time around. And when I say last time around, it's not like, I don't mean years, okay? I mean like a month ago, where after we had that dip, we went sideways for about a month, and we can see something similar to that effect. But right now, BTC is still king. And some of you guys caught my late night session yesterday, had a drinking session, had an open heart session with you guys in terms of how I've been feeling the stress, because I've been trying to optimize my portfolio for BTC gains, to keep that ratio up. I hate seeing my BTC go down, especially in a time like this, while we are rallying up, while we're in the next bull market where we can see Bitcoin shoot up to 6 digits and beyond. Right now, the name of the game for me is to accumulate as much as Bitcoin as possible. All right, so let's take a look. This actually came out yesterday, and you know what? The headlines were pretty dire. Bitcoin bubble bursts as Ethereum, Ripple's, XRP, and Litecoin prices crash. And this is what a lot of people were concentrating on. All the naysayers, all the fudders, everyone else was saying, again, the world is about to end, the bubble is burst, and guess what? Now we're above 11,000 once again. 2,000 point rise within a single day. And if you took advantage, you would be up $2,000 if you purchase one Bitcoin. But I mean, this is what a lot of people do. They tend to exaggerate and not focus on the long term. I've been saying for a while, put things in perspective. Put time, look at the time perspective. Don't concentrate on day to day so much. Concentrate on months, years, and that's how you go generate life-changing wealth. And of course, we know that this didn't happen. There was no bubble this time around, and I'll show you why. Because actually, according to a CME trader, he actually did a 180. He said that 10,000 is actually looking pretty attractive and 10,800 actually is good. But the reason why the bubble did not burst is because FOMO didn't even hit yet. FOMO didn't hit yet. And oh, someone's at my door. I apologize. I'll be right there. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. A lot of people are trying to get a lot of things set up for 4th of July, so apologize for that. But to go on, so Jim, who's the managing director of TJM Institutional Services, to quote him, I'm starting to see Bitcoin for what it may be, and that is a genuine dollar hedge safe haven asset. And to go on, 10,000 seems to be a good level. If it trades above 10,850, I think it's a spot to buy. Well, it's too late because we're already above that. But this is what a lot of people say. But also to go on, I'm impressed with Bitcoin over the last 6 months, but particularly since the beginning of June, where it started to move higher, whereas the dollar began to move lower. And this is a picture, and I'll show you this. This is the largest, here we go, the largest financial news service in China, okay, that now added tickers for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency, such as Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Litecoin, Ripple, and you know, it's just spreading. But what's interesting is that another interesting data point is that the media index is still reporting low numbers relative to the last bubble, suggesting that the Chinese media aren't covering this rally, which is why, you know what, the FOMO bubble didn't even begin. And I've showed you guys before, and I'll show you again. This is Google Trends in terms of the buy Bitcoin search term. Take a look at 2017 and where we are now. Okay, so as far as the price action is concerned, where we are now is only the beginning. Retail investors, average Joes, Main Street has not even begun buying Bitcoin. What we're seeing now is more money coming in from institutional investors. And that is why when they actually come in, we're going to be much, much higher, 20,000 and beyond. All right. And then also, according to this article, June sets record for CME Bitcoin futures as sign-up surge 30%. So, of course, this Bitcoin future for CME is settled in cash. So these surges, these buyings do not help the price in any bit, in any way, until the new ones come out from LedgerX, and then also, what's that? IrisX, which is big by TD Ameritrade. And then we know BACK's Bitcoin futures. These are all settled in Bitcoin, which means if there's a surge and people are starting buying those, you know what? That means actual Bitcoin is being bought because they're physically delivered Bitcoins. So that is also coming. This is exciting for the rest of the year. Now, the same guy who wrote this article on Forbes now is writing this, is Bitcoin bull issues stark Ethereum warning, which he's referring to Mike Novogratz. And Mike Novogratz is kind of funny because when we were coming down, he was asked if he sold any, and he's like, yeah, I sold some Bitcoin around 14,000, but I should have sold more. Now he's reversing and saying that you know what, he's not going to be selling because the next rally is going to end up being closer at 20,000. So this time around, he's saying, nope, I'm not selling anymore. But he does give warning about Ethereum because he says Ethereum is basically trying to be the Web 3.0. And here we go, to quote him, Ethereum is fighting to be Web 3.0. It's a very ambitious project. There's a lot of technical work to be done for it to scale properly and for it to be usable. It's also competing against this is misspelling, lots of other projects. The likes of Tron and EOS are both competing on Ethereum to become the de facto host of decentralized apps. And it's just not just those two. Cardano is still there, and there's many others that's trying to replace Ethereum. So he's turning sour on Ethereum, and that's what I've said too. Ethereum is really lagging compared to prices we have seen earlier in 2018 when Bitcoin was around 11,000, Ethereum was above 1,000, and it is nowhere close. And that's because these other projects are just kind of stealing their thunder away. So we'll see if Ethereum can handle it. All right, so lastly, let's talk about this, which is Libra, Facebook's Libra versus Bitcoin. Now, a lot of you guys have heard a lot about this recently, but let's take a look at it because they're really, really different. This is why I think Libra will help Bitcoin in the long run, because they don't really compete with each other. Now, some people think it does, but overall, I think Libra is just bringing a lot of attention. It's going to bring a lot of adoption. It's going to force a lot of regulators to start coming up with regulations. And I think those are all good things because it's better than just being up in the air and no one knows what the hell's going on. This is going to force a lot of heads to think and come up with new ideas and new companies getting involved with crypto. And I think this is going to be a phenomenal thing going forward. And this is coming in 2020. And anything that really competes directly with Libra, I think they're going to have a hard time competing. Type. Okay, let's start with Type. Cryptocurrency, designed as a digital currency. Libra, no doubt, is a crypto. I don't know, they're just trying to make it sound different, but it is crypto. Bitcoin is permissionless. Libra is permissioned. So that's true, permissionless. What does that mean? It goes to control. Fully decentralized, thousands of validators across the globe, censorship resistant. Now, permission means it's managed, controlled by 720 companies to expand to 100 plus government regulation. So that is very similar to a lot of delegated proof of stake setups and also Byzantine fault tolerance setups. Okay, although Libra says they do want to move to a decentralized setup where these 27 companies or up to 100 will be later on voted in, but I don't think that's the case. And now a lot of these delegated proof of stakes projects, they are going that direction, or they have been doing that, but I don't think Libra is going to give up that control. So they basically, Facebook's going to mandate which companies are going to be running the node and powering the network. All right, so this is where is the biggest difference. Medium exchange payment network store value for Bitcoin. Libra, medium exchange payment network. The first two, right, which competes with Libra, that is going to stay. But the main reason why people are interested in holding Bitcoin is because of this store of value. There's a finite supply and a very small amount, okay? That is why Bitcoin will continue to go up to astronomical levels where something like Libra will not. And a lot of these other cryptocurrencies out there, the altcoins, they're not going to compete with Bitcoin because they simply aren't store values. They are not designed to be store values. Although a lot of people are playing them and holding them as a store value, but they're not. And Bitcoin will be the best store value out there. Now, access. Anyone. No verification required unless on centralized exchanges. Okay, and then the Libras must undergo KYC ID verification. So this is true, although if someone sends you Libra to your wallet, I'm pretty sure you don't need to enter your KYC information. It's more of when you need to buy it. But that's the same thing. Like, even though, yes, anyone could send you Bitcoin, but for the average Joe that wants to get Bitcoin, they want to buy Bitcoin, what do? They have to give KYC out. So this is kind of like half. But I do see that right now there's definitely a lot more ways to acquire Bitcoin. It's unknown how many ways there will be to acquire Libra. So it's a little bit different. Rationale, I don't need to get into that, but basically they're both concentrating on being a medium exchange, being a payment network, okay? But they were created for very different reasons. Bitcoin was created after the last housing bubble in the US and the financial meltdown of the world. Libra was created to just make money. Simple as that. Facebook wants to make money with Libra. That's it. So they were They were designed for very different purposes. All right, backed by the value derived from a decentralized network as a payment network and store value, not backed by something else outside the network. And this is what a lot of naysayers say. That's a negative for Bitcoin. That's not backed by anything. Okay, where Libra, since it's going to be a stable coin, it's going to be backed by a basket of low volatility assets such as short-term government securities, fiat currencies, and those are fiat currencies from around the world. So this is a big difference too between a stable coin and also something that's meant to be a store of value. Now, consensus mechanism, we know Bitcoin proof of work. You got a lot of miners around the world that's solving this block, solving this algorithm. But then in terms of Libra, they're going with Byzantine fault tolerance, which is basically almost a variant of delegated proof of stake. It is what Neo is based on, and it is also what Binance Chain is based on. Now, token supply, this is the biggest difference. I would say 21 million for Bitcoin, and it's lower than that because 4, 5, 6 million is already lost. Now, in terms of Libra, there is none. They have already said they will mint more or burn more depending on the price because they want to keep it stable at $1. Right? Accessibility, crypto exchanges, wallets. It'll be the same thing with Facebook, programming language. We don't really care. Creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, and Facebook's Calibra. So those are the differences between, as you can see, they're very, very different. It's not like Libra will ever replace Bitcoin. It will be different, but I think Libra is going to be a very powerful thing. It's going to spur up innovation. It's going to drive adoption, and it's going to bring a whole lot of attention to the space. So this is nice. This is nice. All right, guys. That is pretty much it. Bitcoin is still at 11,400. We're doing pretty good. Yeah, let's do some quick Q&A. I said I was going to cut today's session short, so let's do some quick Q&A. Thoughts on taking crypto-backed loans to purchase more digital asset? No, that is what you don't want to do. Don't leverage. Don't do any of those kind of stuff. Don't margin because that's how you're truly going to get wrecked unless you are an expert, a true trading expert, and you know 100% what you're doing. You're going to get wrecked with those kind of services. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Alex, you don't have any questions? Good. What coins are you specifically seeing Libra impacting? Yes, like Digibyte, Litecoin to extent, although Litecoin is a store of value. You could say Nano is in there. Even Bitcoin Cash that's trying to be a digital currency. These, I think, will all be affected. There's a lot more that will also be affected. Never too late to buy Bitcoin. That is true. That is true. Bitcoin halving, remember, also is coming up next year in May. So, you know, it seems like it was so long ago, but now we're already in July. Things are moving really quick. We're moving toward the end of the year, and that Bitcoin halving event is coming. And of course, Litecoin's halving event is coming next month, but we haven't seen Litecoin really do any moves recently. Do you think it's possible to hit 100,000 by end of 2019? Actually, I do think so. I think we're right on the verge of 20,000. I don't think that's very far off. And after that, who knows? It's unknown. It can move really quickly after 20,000. So people never expected, even 2 months ago, no one expected us to be above 10,000 2 months ago. And we have moved tremendously fast. There's going to be volatility, a lot of big up and downs like this. But you know what? 20,000 could be right around the corner. No one expects it, but it could be right around the corner. And after that, man, things could get wild, because I showed you guys FOMO didn't even hit yet. Imagine once FOMO level gets up, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. All right, guys, I'm gonna end today's session with this video. This is a very funny video. I've showed you guys this person before, the crypto bubble, and his link is in the description. I'm gonna show you his latest video. It is hilarious, so take a listen, and I'm gonna end this session with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride my alts down to all-time lows. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more. I'm gonna buy these alts cause they're oversold. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more. I got my altcoins by the bag, emotionally attached. Throw them on my back, got my ledger on my neck. Buying all these shit coins, you can keep your Bitcoin. I am broke as hell, but I will never sell. I'm never selling nothing. I'm not selling nothing. I'm never selling nothing. I'm not selling nothing. Up all night on finance, ask me for my financial advice, and if I'm nice, I'll tell you what to buy next. FOMO by the pump, panic sell the dump. I'll be holding bags cause I'm never missing my chance. I'm never selling nothing. I'm not selling nothing. I'm never selling nothing. I'm not selling nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna ride my alts down to all-time lows. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more. I'm gonna buy these alts cause they're oversold. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more. Litecoin, Bitcoin, Silicon, and Icon, V-Chain, Verge, I can buy them on my iPhone. Yeah, I gotta have it, gotta have all the low stats. Buy at all-time high, to my surprise, I never go back. No more FUD, we've been through all that. Everybody knows that the tether is backed. Wish we could pump back up to those all-time highs. I wanna sell at the top this time. I'm gonna ride my alts down to all-time lows. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more. I'm gonna buy these alts cause they're oversold. I'm gonna buy till I can't no more.
All right, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Check out the crypto bubble, and if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.